the name of peace.
You know, secrecy, spoilers, super important. How tricky is today for you guys? It must be a high wire act. All you can say is,
like that.
And that's about it.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. We can just send out good vibes, and that's pretty much what we're here for. It's just some good vibes.
My first answer is good vibes.
Yeah.
Someone is killing Jedi. It doesn't make sense. What happened?
I sense the darkness.
Who had the family member or friend who was most freaked out about you getting the role?
Probably you.
You had like a...
Drew.
Oh, yeah, Drew, yeah, for sure. I was thinking it freaked out in a negative sense or excited, because all of our dads were like stoked.
My dad was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All of our dads were stoked. My
My
husband
dad's
is
really
But
big
Drew.
fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember us having a lot of conversations
Yeah,
about
he's been holding it in for a long
Yeah.
time.
My brother-in-law and my sister. They've been together since they were 14, so I've known my brother-in-law my whole life. And they've introduced me to anything nerd-related that I love now, fantasy and sci-fi, and video games and anime, and we watched Star Wars together when I was a kid.
Hello there.
And so, definitely them.
Pretty special.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is special. I mean, with my parents are always, my number one supporters and fans. But they'll never let me know. So I think it's them.
Healthy.
Yeah, I would think that it's them that I love to share these special moments with for sure.
You have to overhear them talk to one of their friends,
Yes.
Yes.
and then it comes out.
Yeah.
사실 이 스타워즈의 역사가 워낙
So, of course, Star Wars has such a long history. So, my parents, of course, watched the films when they first came out. So, they were very surprised that their son would be part of the Star Wars universe.
굉장히 놀라셨고
Are people trying to sneak in a spoiler? They're like, so, I was wondering, the colour of your lightsaber?
Yeah.
Trying to get it out of you the whole time.
What was the worst?
What, in the interviews or?
No, what people are trying to find out from it.
Well, we can't say, can we?
Yeah, I had one that thank you.
Yeah.
Even in discussing it.
Yes, he's the worst.
Yeah.
I'm bad.
Very
I'm
bad.
really bad.
We actually but on the spoiler front, because we all had fake names, we didn't know who anyone was, and I told Charlie he was Yoda, which he was not. He is not Yoda.
Well, obviously not.
Obviously not.
He's yours.
And then Charlie was going around he told his husband, he was saying, I guess I'm Yoda. I don't know where I got the fact that he was Yoda, by
One
the
of the
way.
cast members told me I was Yoda, so I guess I'm Yoda now. I don't know that
And
happened.
you were like, what a mantle.
You've got the same physique, I get it.
I really am.
Yeah.
Same time.
I mean, it's same height.
Same height, I get it.
Yeah.
There is a scene that's been released of you fighting a mandler, and there are no lightsabers. It's very... Could you talk us through shooting that, the conversations beforehand, and actually carrying it out?
소리 에피소드 전체
Master Soul has quite a lot of fight scenes within the Acolyte. However, this is his first one within the show, and especially took a lot of practice, probably the most practice because it has no lightsaber. So from the most detailed hand movements, he needs to show that he is a Jedi Master. So I practiced every day with my stunt team to be able to pull off this scene.
매일 연습을 시켰어요. 매일.
I mean, that was just so much fun because JJ has extensive history, not just with acting in stunt work, but directing stunt work too. So he had like this great perspective even when we were in the rehearsal room. It's like having a dance partner. And something that I love so much about this show and something that our stunt coordinator, Chris Cowan, worked really intimately with Leslie, our creator, on was that each point in the action
What happened without the weapon?
tells some kind of narrative.
Why?
some narrative story or it has some kind of emotionality to it. And so I really love that scene because I think that there's a lot that's communicated between those two characters physically. That was pretty good.
Let's talk about your rules of thumb, your sort of North Stars, because I want to particularly attack the fight scenes.
Oh, yes.
How did you try to have a, I don't know, mantra for it? Because to me it feels very as in camera as possible.
Yes, 100%. There were two main things. The first one was exactly like in camera, and also making sure the camera movement felt very old school, meaning there are only a couple places where it doesn't do this, but it should feel like it's on a dolly. It should feel like the move is a pan. It shouldn't get too fancy in terms of the camera just being able to go anywhere. And then the other rule of thumb for me was the fight scenes should still be scenes. They should have beginnings, they should have middles where the stakes get raised or the dynamics change.
I have an unidentified force user.
And then the ending should up the stakes even higher than we were already watching. So I wrote out a lot of the fight scenes in the script, but it was really up to Chris Cowan, our action choreographer, to make those come to life.
I want to hear all three of your best days, worst days.
Okay.
Okay.
Who wants to go best day first? Positive.
I had so many good days. I would say every day I worked pretty much was a great day. The first day walking onto set in the full look with the boots and they gave me the lightsaber was fantastic.
Good suspect, an old Padawan of yours.
Let me be the one to bring out in.
And I had a hard day where I had a very long speech, just took a long time to shoot. I mean, this is, what we have to do, but they shot it from many different angles and it took a long time and it was just stressful.
And if you're sweating in green.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you go like this, and you get it's not good. But all days were good.
Yeah, a lot of good days. I mean, in coming.
Your worst day.
Yeah, I'll get to it. It's like the training was really, really exciting, even though we hadn't gotten on the set, we hadn't gotten any costumes, but a lot of that stuff from prepping was really, really fun and exciting. One that keeps hitting me though is walking into Kofar. Like when they finished the set of Kofar and walking onto it, which was kind of late in the shoot, but it was just the coolest experience and I ran around it. It's just amazing. I fell in love with it. I was like ready to set up tent. But that was one of the coolest days. The hardest day, I'm really claustrophobic, and it's something about being strapped into the harnesses to fly for a lot of the forced jumps. Freaked me out. When I was flying, so much fun. It was honestly one of the most positives. But waiting to be hooked up into the thing, strapped in there, wrapped with 5 layers of wool, I really was like, I'm gonna suffocate right now. I'm gonna suffocate right now.
I'm suffocating right now, actually.
All I can blame
It's happening. Yeah.
I remember looking at the across there just being like, I don't know.
I was like,
I'm gonna die.
he was like, no, asshole.
There's so many. I hate to cop out in that particular way, but yeah, first of all, shooting with Carrie-Anne Moss, career high. Getting to see lightsabers for the first time, career high. But the thing that just came to mind for me was the first day that I really saw all the creatures in action and the puppeteering that was involved. I believe that was Noodle Shop, the scene in episode 1. I believe that was my first day of seeing all the creatures. And Neil Scanlon, all of our puppeteers, but even further on into the show, the actor that plays Basil, all these practical elements they just felt so tactile. They felt like I felt like I was there, and it felt like the kind of original trilogy Star Wars that I had grown up as a kid loving. So of course the inner child in me was just blown away by that. Also the pre-production, like getting to see Pip for the first time, seeing how he was going to be manipulated, how he would work inside her little pocket.
I just fully would have had a moment just seeing Pip brought to life as a toy.
Yes. Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that a lot because, not in a mercenary way, although that is part of it, but just in terms of there were so many parts of Star Wars that I did want to own and have in my hands. So Pip was always, I described him as a a Swiss Army knife, and an iPhone. So put both of those two things together, and Neil was like, "Sure, we can do that."
I smell a collab.
What is that?
Who is actually best with a lightsaber though? Confidently, between the three of you, actually good.
Between the three of us?
Sanjay. Oh, between the
No,
three of
between
us?
the three
Oh,
of us.
sorry.
Oh, there's a look on that face.
Probably me.
Fight.
Yeah.
Do you think it's you? Do you think
I
it's
don't
you?
think you're and you have two.
The best is probably
Well,
Jeff.
I'm not-
Yeah, Jeff.
There's some good
I'd
sex
say
coming here.
Jeff. You missed it. I'd say Jeff. I'd say Jeff.
By the way, you guys all have to do the Jedi poise. You all have to have perfect sort of.
Yeah.
Were you actually practicing that?
Yeah.
Totally.
Ali, I was in the mirror every night.
And so,
Aligned.
Serving.
Serving.
I mean, the costumes
costumes
also
help,
serves
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
the belt keeps you.
The makeup.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
us.
just the power of it, the weight of it. You know, it's like,
I want you now waiting for the bus to
Doing
be
that?
automatic. I can't do it.
You can, you're doing it.
You could be a
Yeah, you
Jedi.
did it.
Last question for you guys. Considering that a lot of people watch this interview after the first two episodes have dropped, and again, you can't say anything, could you give a facial reaction or gesticulations to the camera?
About the first two
The
episodes?
first two.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have one.
Okay.
Mine is.
I know, that's exactly what I would
That's
do.
post the second episode, that's what you do?
Yeah.
We all go,
No?
I would just probably be like, one eyebrow.
Yeah, you do it, yeah.
Stay tuned.
These
Stay tuned.
are great.